Before he became the richest man on Earth, before rockets, Amazon, or billions, Jeff Bezos was just a nerdy kid with a vision so insane, even his closest friends laughed at him. But what if I told you the path to becoming the king of e-commerce was full of anxiety, failure, and a life-changing decision inside a beat-up Honda Accord? This is the untold struggle story of Jeff Bezos, and trust me, it's not what you think. Jeff was born in 1964 to a teen mom. His father abandoned him when he was just a baby. His mom remarried when Jeff was 4, and he was raised by Miguel Bezos, a Cuban immigrant who came to America with nothing. Imagine being adopted by someone who couldn't even speak English when he first arrived, and you go on to build the world's biggest online empire. Wild, right? But Jeff wasn't an average kid. He was the kind who disassembled his crib with a screwdriver at age 3. Yes, 3 years old. His brain was wired for problem-solving and obsession. In high school, he started his first project called the Dream Institute, a summer science camp for kids. It failed. But notice the pattern: early failure but relentless testing. Fast forward to his adult life. Jeff lands a 6-figure job at a hedge fund in Wall Street. He's 30, comfortable, respected, rich. But then, he stumbles upon a stat that changes everything. Internet usage was growing at 2,300% per year. And boom, something clicked. Let me ask you, would you leave your high-paying job, your fancy apartment, and your corporate status to chase a crazy dream on the internet in 1994? Most people wouldn't, but Jeff did. He called his parents and said, "I'm going to sell books on the internet." His mom paused. His dad said nothing. And yet they gave him their life savings anyway, but that was just the beginning of the real pain. Jeff and his wife Mackenzie drove across the country to Seattle. He wrote the Amazon business plan on that trip, and Amazon was born, in a garage using a door as a desk. But it wasn't glamorous. The servers overheated. He had to ship books himself using his own car. He even had bells ringing every time someone ordered, and at first it rang once a day. They made no profit for years. Investors mocked him. At this point, Bezos was a grown man mailing books from a garage. People thought he was running a scam. But Jeff was obsessed, not with books, with building infrastructure. He once said, "If you build a great experience, customers will tell each other. Word of mouth is powerful." And just when Amazon started growing, something unexpected happened. By 2000, Amazon was worth billions, and then the dot-com bubble popped. $5.7 billion in value vanished overnight. Investors panicked. Stocks dropped 90%. Analysts called Amazon a dead company walking. Most CEOs would have quit, blamed the market, and walked away. Not Bezos. He cut costs, let go of staff, rebuilt the model, and refused to give up. Crisis doesn't build character, it reveals it. And Bezos? He revealed something most founders never reach: long-term thinking on steroids. He bet on cloud services. He diversified beyond books, and it worked. Jeff wasn't just building a company, he was building a philosophy. Customer obsession, relentless innovation, thinking 10 years ahead. He didn't chase money, he chased infrastructure. He said, "Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." He became ruthless about improvement. Amazon launched Kindle, AWS, and eventually Prime. Each product was a game changer, each decision high risk. Jeff once banned PowerPoint in Amazon meetings. Instead, you had to write a 6-page memo. Why? Because clear thinking, clear communication. This level of discipline, this obsession, it's why Amazon didn't just survive, it dominated. In 2015, Amazon surpassed Walmart as the most valuable retailer in the US. In 2020, amid global chaos, Amazon became a lifeline for the world. And in 2021, Jeff Bezos stepped down as CEO. But before that, he made one final statement: "I want to go where the future is being built." And that led him to Blue Origin, his dream of reaching space. But here's the plot twist. Even after all the money, the rockets, and the global fame, the greatest decision Jeff Bezos ever made was still that lonely moment in the Honda, driving toward the unknown. So, what's the real lesson here? It's not about being smart. It's not about having rich parents. It's about choosing courage over comfort. In the end, we are our choices. If you're sitting there with an idea, a dream, a crazy thought, ask yourself, are you ready to take your version of the Honda ride? If this story inspired you, hit that subscribe button. Comment below, I will choose courage. And don't forget to watch our next episode, The Steve Jobs Story They Tried to Hide, dropping next week.